can imagine you're walking across a field and it's a really hot summer's day and everything seems really green and the sky is what they call a flawlessly blue sky, and all through the fields are dotted these lovely purple and yellow patches of colour, and it looks so vibrant and you feel very relaxed. And you can imagine an insect walking across the same field and how it might seem to them. And they wouldn't know the names of these plants, they would know them by feel and colour and the smell of what was drawing them to it. And I think that we can learn so much about plants just by our absolute willingness to let go of preconception and just come into a space where we're at one with nature. This is how I like to learn about plants and teach about plants, because we are really part of this natural world. And this little plant here that I'm focusing in on is self-heal. The Latin name of Prunella vulgaris. It's quite a grand name, isn't it? A self-heal, as the name would suggest, is one for healing ourselves. She's a tonic, and you can see these lovely purple flowers all around, just dotted throughout the grass. And here you have the flower spikes, and the flowers are coming up here. You can see here they come up and they burst out at different points up the flower spike. The plant is from the mint family, but unlike others of the mint family, it doesn't have that pungent aromatic kind of smell that we associate even our plants like ground ivy and hedge woundwort, marsh woundwort, purple dead nettle. All these plants have quite an aromatic smell to them. So this one doesn't, and when you see the plant and you recognise it and you recognise these lovely little purple flowers in the woodlands and the grass, they're very delicate and they're very much again like rosemary. There's a nice little ladybird there, and you can see they're lobed. These little flowers are perfect for pollinators to come in. And distinguishable of the mint family, this plant has a square stem, so it really helps you recognise the leaves coming up and down the stem. Here you can see our ovula. They're coming down to a point at the end. They don't have any smell, so if you rub them, they're scentless. And you can take this plant and you can use this in a tea. Take it in tea, you can tincture. This will flower throughout the season now. And you might say, well, what would I do with this? What would I use it for? Well, this is a highly antiviral plant and anti-inflammatory. People have worked with it for cancer, viruses like herpes, HIV. Sometimes it's nice just to watch what's going on and not think about anything. There's also a wound healer. So self-heal uses as a wound healer, so you can make a poultice from the leaves. Place it on the skin. It's very good for eczema, skin problems, healing wounds. Also good and seen to balance out blood sugars. The flowers are such small things that we forget how important the role of all these plants is, and self-heal reminds us as quite a tonic to come back into ourselves, to find out who we are and find out our place on this planet. You know, we are walking above the ground, we look down at the plants, and yet here we are on the ground level looking up at them, and how magnificent they look. And how lost we would be without them.